Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you for your interest in Johns Hopkins University's Empire Pitch Contest. It's a reimagined version of the 3-minute thesis contest, which we had been running previously, but taking students' feedback, we revitalized the entire contest about 3 years ago and called it Empire Pitch. When we did that, we presented this to other universities at a conference, and two other universities were interested in incorporating our contest this year. So at the end, I'm going to share some new developments in the Empire Pitch contest that wasn't taking place a while ago. So let me just start by pulling up my slides and talking you through what we're going to cover today. So Empire Pitch is essentially open to all our doctoral students at JHU, and we encourage folks from various disciplines to join because essentially at the end and in the essence of the competition is skill building. Employers have been surveyed and they say that communication skills is the #1 thing that they look for in candidates. So they say that that's the top skill, 95.5% is the top skill that everyone wants to see take place when they're interviewing folks, whether that's in academia, non-academia, whatnot. But they also say that only 50% of our students and our postdocs are prepared and have good communication skills. So because we are the career office, we wanted to create an environment, a fun environment where folks can enhance their research communication skills. Some of you may have heard of the 3-minute thesis. So this is again a reimagined version of that. So I'm going to talk through some of the guidelines. At the end of the session, I'm going to open up registration for you via email, and I'm going to send you the room.
I was like,
Can you all please yourselves possible?
I thought, wow.
Okay, I muted you. Okay, so that's clear. Everyone's eligible to participate. You don't have to be in any phase of career. You don't have to have a full dissertation. You can be doing your research on and have limited amount of information, or you could be in your final stages. It doesn't matter. You can be in the humanities and arts and sciences, or you can be in education, you can be in engineering, you can be in life sciences. It also doesn't matter because we're just communicating what you do to a diverse audience. So as I mentioned earlier, the main guideline is that you concisely present your research in 3 minutes or less. When the judges are going to be looking at your pitches, that's what we're going to be timing. I'm not a judge, but I'll be at the back end making sure the judges know if folks have exceeded 3 minutes or more, because that's the main criteria. It's concisely and precisely in a non-jargon filled way, communicating your research work. That's one thing. By the way, all the pictures that I'm showing you are from last year's Empire Pitch finale. So you'll see like fun photos as well. So 3 minutes or less. And unlike the previous 3-minute thesis, we think that research communication comes in different flavors and there is no one size fits all. And you don't have to use one single static slide to present your work. Your presentation, and in the past, has included folks who have wrapped their entire thesis, added music, added sound effects. We had a spoken word poem at one point, all sorts of creative versions from engineers and political science folks and scientists have come forward through the Empire Pitch. And this was very important to us because it was important to recognize, again, that when you're out there in the real world, you might be communicating your research via social media, or you're communicating it at a venture capital pitch, or you're in academia giving a talk to high school students and you're inspiring them to go into a research career. You need to be able to do this in any way in which you think the message gets effectively communicated. And so we've removed all the rules from what was a traditional 3-minute thesis, and you can use as many slides as you want. The slides can be dynamic, static, doesn't matter. In the past, like I said, we had music wrap. We also had someone who cartoonized their entire dissertation. So any creative endeavors are much appreciated and encouraged. Another thing that is important, that is distinguished from a 3-minute thesis that some of you may be used to, is that in prior contests, folks go through the contest, they present their work, and then they get eliminated. And they get a score, and then they have no idea why they're eliminated. So in our contest, the first round is all about incorporating feedback, and you get a score with no chance of elimination, because the point of this is to be educational. We want you all to learn how to be better communicators. And so the feedback from the judges becomes very critical. Feedback from your postdoc coaches becomes very critical for you to improve upon and then come back and present a better version of your pitch. So the first round is all about feedback, and then everyone moves on to the second round, which is another chance to create an impact. Once you go into the second round, and I'll talk about the judges in a second, once you go into the second round, you again get feedback and a score from a different set of judges, because our goal in this whole Empire pitch is to remove any sort of biases as well. And I'll talk about that also in the next slide. Once you get your feedback and score, we may reduce 30, 40, 50 people to about top 15. And then those folks move on to a finale, which takes place in person. So round one and round two, to make sure our EdDD folks and folks who are located in various campuses can all participate, it's all via Zoom. And then the finale is in person at the Imagine Center. What's new this year is after 3 winners have been decided by the finale judges, they will now move on to compete in an inter-university contest that we're hosting at Johns Hopkins University against University of Texas, Austin, and against Columbia University. So we're starting out small because it's our pilot inter-university contest, but our top winners will be able to participate in that as well, and then get another chance to show off their research and to win more money. When we look at the judges of the contest, in previous versions of the 3-minute thesis, judges have included faculty members and scientists and researchers. And while they're obviously great, we want the emphasis to be on communication experts. And we know communication experts, they come from various backgrounds. Maybe they're writing memos in the government, or maybe they do this for a living. Maybe they're in marketing and communications. So our judges will be not only from diverse disciplines, but have diverse jobs and have diverse identities, because we don't want folks to feel like, again, that there's some biases that are being introduced. Also, all of the judges get bias training. So we provide them with documentation that outlines what are some of the conceptions about public speaking, especially for historically excluded folks. So we make sure that the judges are judging the content of your pitch and not judging you. So we want to make sure folks with different backgrounds, different accents, different amazing research have the opportunity to show them off and not feel like they're in the spotlight of being judged. This was a big deal for us. That's why we revitalized the entire contest. So know that that is very intentional. So when you register at the very end, you might see an optional piece where we're collecting demographic data, like what's your background, so on and so forth, because we want to make sure that the central piece of this contest is inclusion and diversity. Because in my experience participating in the 3-minute thesis when I was a doctoral student, that wasn't necessarily the case. So we're trying to fix things and redo them in a more impactful way. So another thing that we've changed compared to other contests is we recognize that giving first, second, and third place to 3 amazing, equally amazing pitches doesn't make sense, because there are different flavors and styles of communication. And so it's very hard to judge who gets first place, second place, and third place, because different folks will have different elements of their research, that communication that made them stand out. So for that reason, we have 3 equal first place. So it's $1,000 each for different components of research. A lot of thought was put into this that culminated into a big DEI document that we created. So very proud of this idea of creating 3 first place winners. So one will be $1,000, and you'll have the opportunity to be presented with a gigantic check. It's really funny. And it's for award for overall excellence in research communication. And then $1,000 for an award for outstanding public engagement through research communication. And then $1,000 for award for outstanding creativity in research communication, just recognizing these different elements. And then we have a community choice award. So the folks that are in the audience will get a chance to vote for their favorites as well. So that's an additional bonus that our alumni office helps sponsor. I'll be sending to you all when the email goes out later this afternoon to register. I'll be attaching the rubric to that email. It's not on the website because universities are requesting this rubric, but we also recreated a fresh rubric that once again focuses solely on your research speech, structure, and the essence of your research within context of what you do, okay? So once you see the rubric, you want to practice against the rubric, and it'll become very clear. As I'd mentioned earlier as well, we're not going to just have you prepare for this in the dark. We want to help you prepare even before you participate in the contest. And for that, we're offering this year 2 workshops. One is capturing and communicating the essence of your research, which will be delivered by a communication expert who's been a writer for the NIH. And another one called Communicating Your Research with Confidence and Clarity, and that's going to be delivered by a public speaking expert. Those that register to participate in this contest will have a chance to speak with 2 of our previous winners, Mo and Junelli, who are going to give you tips and tricks on how they prepared and how they emerged as winners. And this is an additional feature we added last year, which is between round 1 and round 2. We're going to have, actually between round 2 and the finale, 15 to 20 postdoc coaches have signed up for you to have open office hours with them, where you can go practice your pitches based on your matching with that postdoc coach. And you'll be able to build more confidence, and they'll give you feedback, and you can refine your research pitches a little bit more as well. So we've already put out a call to postdocs, and within a day, 15 to 20 postdocs have already signed up. So they want to help you. And so we're creating a space where the focus, again, is to lower the barrier and lower the fear of public speaking, but just help you feel a little bit more confident. So this is coming to you as well. All this will be a part of an email that I've crafted to send to you as well. Again, I want to emphasize everybody, no matter what your background, your accent, your training stage, you're all invited to participate. We're very proud of the outcomes at Hopkins as well, and we're very intentional about who we pick for our judges and how we present bias training to them. And also, more importantly, again, communication skill. This is a core competency that everyone needs to develop. While we are taught to be good researchers, are we also taught to be great communicators? Sometimes. So this is another avenue for us to build that as well. Okay, so previous participants have said this of the previous version of the contest, and I'll read it out. It's a really good way to go outside my own circle of colleagues and see if my message is clear to those who know nothing about my research. It's a no-lose opportunity to get good feedback on how to better present my research and identify gaps in logic that might seem obvious to me since I know the material so well. Wonderful. Someone else said, Futures did a great job coordinating the event as well as making it a safe space for everyone to enhance their capabilities. And then thirdly, someone said, more PhD students should be encouraged to participate in this competition in the future. This can help scientists, engineers, educators communicate research in a very unique way. Thank you. Okay. So finally, here are some important dates. When we send out the registration, we ask you to commit. If you participate in round 1, please commit to participating in round 2 as well, because that's where the magic happens. That's where you see the improvement. We understand that life happens and things fall off, but what's very disappointing from our perspective is to see 60, 70 people sign up for round 1 and then lose momentum by the time round 2 happens, and then they've lost the opportunity to get real tangible feedback and compete in the contest. So please look at that little commitment at the very end as well. That will be a little bit of an accountability for you as well. I'll take questions in right after this slide as well. So these are some key dates. The registration opens today. It ends on February 23rd. You have a few questions you need to answer, including a tentative research title. The first round will take place on March 7th over Zoom, usually lasts about 2 hours based on the number of participants. And then the second round will take place March 28th. So there's between March 7th and March 28th, you'll have postdoc coaches. And again, that's over Zoom. The finale, block your calendar, whether you enter into the finale or whether you want to come witness the amazing research that everyone's doing. April 9th is a great day to save. And that'll happen live at the Imagine Center. And we create an atmosphere within the Imagine Center that is low stakes. We don't have a big stage, there's no spotlight. It's got a cafe-like feel. And so it has a very relaxed atmosphere, even if it is a competition. And then for those who proceed to become winners, we would love for you to participate in the June 15th in-person event at the Imagine Center when Columbia University and University of Texas, Austin sends their folks as well. During that time, we'll have an improv session. It's just going to be a fun networking atmosphere that we want to create. One of the best outcomes of having participated last year for our students was it suddenly became a cohort of participants. They became friends, and I'm going to show you that picture here. Here's everybody who participated at the very bottom. There's one with a silly picture as well, but they self-organized and they went out and they had dinners, and now they're on each other's dissertation thesis defenses. So we were so surprised by this unexpected outcome that it felt like a cohort-like atmosphere. So we're hoping the same this year, that folks find camaraderie in going through the process and that they appreciate and learn about other people's research work as well. And this could also be a conversation for collaboration and interdisciplinary work. So it's a really fun atmosphere to be part of. It's a challenge, yes, but it's a challenge that Hopkins students can face and can overcome. So with that being said, I'm going to stop screen share and answer any burning questions that I didn't cover in my info session. Okay. Any questions, or was I super clear about all aspects of it?
Hi, I have one question. I'll be away all summer at a training course. So if I wanted to participate, but no, I couldn't attend that June 14th date, is that still okay?
That would be an issue because the finale, just to make it fair for everyone, it would be unfair if some folks were live in the audience and then some folks was participating via Zoom. You're talking about if you were to participate as a winner, right? Not as an audience member?
Yeah, so if I were to participate in the competition and move through and win, right? I'm here through April, but then all of June, all of July, and part of August, I'm on a training course that's already set. So the question is, like, as a winner, do you have to be committed to participating in the intercollegiate competition in June?
You don't have to commit to it. It's optional. We will have 3 winners. So even if one of our winners is not able to make it, we'll still have the other 2 winners competing with University of Texas. But it would just mean the person would be in person. For those who are traveling or who are out on June 14th, we're willing to fly them in if they're able to fly in and attend the contest. So that's something to consider as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Megan, you asked if they're all in person. No, the first 2 rounds are over Zoom, but the finale is in person. And for that, it would require travel, which we're willing to, because you live in New York, we would be willing to, pay for your train tickets or something to come down if you are a finalist. Row U, yeah. Similar question. I won't be in Hopkins on April 9th. Can I still register? You should still register, OU. And again, if we can bring you down, if you're a finalist, we'll find a way to bring you down. But yes, the finalists will not be able to participate over Zoom if everyone is in person on the finale. It's just not fair. Any other questions?
I just want to clarify that the training or the professional development that occurs happens before
Yes.
the round 1.
Yes, it happens on the 22nd. No, yes, it happens on the 22nd and the 28th. And then you get to chat with the competition winners also on the 28th. So everything happens before, you're right. And that section is open to everybody. But the conversation with the winners, the previous year's winners, that'll be open to only those of you who register. Yeah, the session was going to be short. I'm just here to walk you through, keep those dates in mind, save it on your calendar. And some people asked last time, I'm going to do an FAQ now. Should I present my research or can I present on anything? It has to be your research that you're working on now, because we encourage your departments to come. We tell your department head, if you're a finalist, we want to get your entire department behind you. So definitely present what you're working on, not something tangential. Any other questions? Are those dates published somewhere? Yes, everything is on the website. Today, every single one of you are going to get an email from me that repeats all of this and points you to the website as well. So all that information will be consolidated. And while you're thinking whether you want to participate, I'm also going to post some videos from our previous participants and previous contests to give you an idea of how the Zoom rounds look. So again, you're not going into the dark, going in completely in the dark, but you're going to have a lot of information to help you make your decision. Master students can get involved, such as listening. Yes, master students are welcome to participate as an audience member. We want a lot of people in the audience, so definitely can. For the finale, everyone's welcome, but for the round 1 and round 2, it's going to be closed off to participants only because we want to create a low stakes environment. So those who are working through their proposal, we would still be expected to present on dissertation work. Yes, I mean, what you're currently working on, it doesn't have to be a final project. You can just present on that, but it has to be related to research done at Hopkins. If I have a time conflict for round 1, my thesis defense is scheduled at same time. Is there an option for an alternative time? Yes. So Rachel, we can talk about some options about that. If you're participating in registering, I will speak with you separately about that. Will master students be notified of the final contest? Yes, we'll send out through your master's program. We'll advertise it and you'll hear about it, but otherwise you'll hear about it on Handshake. You're welcome. But here's the thing. After I finish this call, look through your email. You're going to get something with all the information, videos, examples, and the rubric. The website will be where you go for your information in the future. That's where you'll be spotlighted, where you'll be highlighted as well as a finalist and as a participant. So that's where you'll know to get information next is check your email. Is there a question and answer session? Good question. Is there a question and answer session after the 3-minute presentation? And does one have to answer those questions? No, it's no time for Q&A. Only after you've participated, you might have chit chats with a judge, or you might have a chit chat with your cohort members, but there's no official Q&A. You don't have to answer any questions. You just have to present. I'll give you an example video that I have on YouTube of folks who previously presented, so you can have that information as you prepare. Anyone else? If I don't attend the competition, can I get access to the resources? 100%. Check your Handshake. We'll make it available to everybody. You're welcome. Okay, last 2 minutes. I'm going to be silent if anyone has any questions. Otherwise, we can end the session today.
I have a quick question about like if the final round is in person. So in principle, I would think if you speak in person, then you can you use any props?
Yes. Yes.
But since the first 2 rounds are on Zoom, this kind of Zoom restricts like the remote nature of that a little bit restricts the way you communicate things. So there will be a shift from communicating on Zoom to communicating in person.
I'll share the extent of what folks have done. There was one student whose entire pitch was it had an analogy for a library. So they were inside Peabody and they were walking around and doing their pitch because they were in a library environment. People get creative with this kind of stuff. Some people stand back and use their props as if they're performing. So we had the winner last year who had like kidney stuff. Some people keep their best kept secrets for the finale. So if you want to suddenly bring like one of our winners, she took off her coat because she was talking about kidney and there was an analogy with that. She didn't reveal that until the finale. So you're going to have to get creative a little bit because there are options and we can talk through those options and we can brainstorm those options, Vladimir, if that helps you as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good question. Okay, if you have any more questions, email me. This is one of our favorite contests and favorite events ever. So just email me and I'll be able to answer everything. But otherwise, talk to you all soon. Thank you for coming. You're welcome.